Welcome to our P.D training video on flat top bolus construction. So as you can see, I've got P.D open. I've got my patient loaded up. This video tutorial utilizes the ECT nose case provided by Dot Decimal. If you have any questions regarding loading your patient, importing them, please see our other tutorial videos regarding those subjects. Also note that this video will utilize the decimal example machine, which is set up in our machine setup tutorial videos. So please see those videos if you are unfamiliar with that or have yet to set up a machine in P.D. Okay, so to construct our flat top bolus, like most parts in P.D, we begin by selecting the appropriate wizard. So we select the bolus wizard. We notice that our beam turns on, our patient exterior surface turns on, and now we can go ahead and select the option that we're interested in today, the flat top bolus. So once we've selected the flat top bolus, the appropriate options are now available to us. As I said, we've already set up the machine, so we've got the Dot Decimal example machine set up here. We're going to select our treatment beam. Well, most electron plans are only going to have a single beam, so as we see, we've selected our one beam called beam 2 for this plan. Then we need to select the contour that defines the outside of the patient. In this case, that's called exterior or external. And you'll notice that P.D will generally automatically select that if you name it something like skin or patient or external. P.D will look for those keywords and automatically select that for you. It's also automatically selected the target that's named PTV. So it looks for the contour that has a name of PTV or target and tries to find that. In this case, obviously this target is not aligned with our beam. This is not the one we want to utilize for this demonstration. We want to utilize the contour that's called nose. Okay, so if we zoom in here, we can see our PTV a little bit more closely. So we're utilizing the nose contour for the target, and we're utilizing the external contour for the body. Once I've made those selections, I can go ahead and click Next, and now we can generate our patient side surface. So the patient side surface requires quite a bit of detail to make sure we get it just right. So there is a video specifically for patient side surface construction just to make sure that everyone understands all the details that go into that process. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the defaults, except I know I want a little bit more refined surface because this is a pretty small bolus. So I'm going to go ahead and make my point spacing 1 millimeter and click Generate. If you're unfamiliar with the process of generating the surface or what any of these options mean, please refer to our other P.D help training and videos for more information on that topic. So once I've got my patient surface defined here, I can go ahead and click Next. And now, really, the only option for constructing our flat top bolus is what thickness do we want to utilize above the patient. And if we forget what this thickness actually means, P.D has a nice tooltip here just to remind us that this distance is specified relative to the highest point on the patient side surface. So if we scroll through our CT slices, we can see kind of the highest point on the nose, somewhere maybe about in this slice, one of these two slices, has our peak on our nose. So we're going to notice when we create this bolus, we generate, we see that it is about 1 centimeter right from the nose. And remember, P.D has a nice distance measurement tool. If you want to verify that that's good, we can go ahead and click on the 2 points that define it, and we can see that that's right on at about 1 centimeter thick. Okay, so this is probably the peak position on our patient side surface. So that is pretty much all there is to constructing the flat top bolus. We just need to decide what is the appropriate thickness. Maybe we need the bolus a little bit thinner for this particular treatment. Maybe it's a little bit lower energy beam. So I can drop that down and regenerate if I'm unhappy with the first try. So the thickness you choose will be based on the energy you're treating with, the anatomical site that you're treating with, and the experience that you have in your clinic with these. So you will be verifying the plans and checking for the acceptability of the resulting dose fields back in your treatment planning system. So once you've tried this a couple times, you'll see what makes a good height for the bolus, and you'll come up with the rules that make acceptable choices for your clinical needs. Okay? Once we've got the bolus constructed, that's pretty much it. We're done. We can go ahead and click Finish. One last thing I'd like to point out, you can notice that as you change the thickness of the bolus, you'll see that the SSD updates here in the Bolus Wizard window. Some treatment planning systems it'll be a little bit easier if you've got this number to go back with you. So you might want to take note of that number when you go back to your treatment planning system. It might help you set your bolus or set your patient back up if necessary. All right, so we can finish our wizard. And we notice that the bolus is here. It appears in our tree view. It's now ready to be exported and sent back to our treatment planning system for final plan verification.